And we're back! Hello there friends, welcome back to Max's Writer's Life Vlogs, where I cover my writing process, what I've been up to this week, as well as offering writing advice and inspiration along the way. This week we're going to be talking about the idea of cheating your word count. What does this actually mean? What does it entail? Is it a good or is it a bad thing? I am also going to be talking about my week, what I've been up to. This week I actually have a pretty meaty writing update, so let's dive right in. What was I up to this week? Well, for the first time in forever, I actually wrote. I have a writing update. There were actually like really meaty writing sessions. It was actually kind of exciting to be back into this particular mode. I'm gonna go over, what it was, but really quick reminder that if you would like to know about my particular word counts, I share those on Twitter, as I'm actually like live writing. I share them at the end of the day once I've gathered all of my word counts and I tally everything up. If you would like, to learn more about the way I do things, follow me on Twitter. I talk about wherever I'm up to, whatever I'm playing, reading, watching, and writing. So, there you go. But anyways, my writing update. I wrote tons. I wrote lots. Not as much as I would like to, but do I ever do as much as I would like to? Probably not. It's hard to satisfy your harshest critic, yourself. I have a particular, really interesting update this time around. See, because I'm writing a story idea that is immediately different from everything else I've written before. It's weird to be writing something that is, I don't want to say happy, because I know it can get sad at any moment. It's gonna happen eventually. I can feel it in my bones. At any moment it could become depressing and sad and desolate, but until then, it's happy and exciting and funny, and I really appreciate that. But it was weird, because as with any writing journey, every book is its own beast that you have to learn to tame it. And the first couple of days of writing, it felt like, I don't want to say dragging my feet, but and not in a negative way, but it felt as though I was getting used to a new pair of shoes, if you would like that analogy. I felt like I had to wear those shoes a little bit to get used to the way the narrator relayed their thoughts and expressed how they felt about the world. And that wasn't the coolest part. For me, the most interesting part was being reminded once again of what it feels like to write something that you're not used to. Because I write a bunch of different things, but this particular book is a different genre that I'm not particularly used to writing. So, and I have a really weird story idea as well, so being in that mindset, with that work, with a particular element to work with, and I found myself questioning the story, questioning myself, and at the end of the first writing day, I was getting that nagging little feeling in the back of my mind of, maybe we should start over again, maybe we should, try it again, maybe this is not exactly what I want to be working out, that first chapter is it's gonna require too much work, let's go, let's start over again. And you know what I did with those thoughts? I kicked them out! Those thoughts are bad. No. Don't be judging your work, especially after the first day, especially after the first writing session. Take it slow. By the second day, I opened up the writing software, and I was ready to write back into the world, get back in there, get right into the mood for writing. Ha ha ha. Consider this your friendly weekly reminder to let the story be. Don't question it. And remember, as always, that revision is your best friend. Don't worry too much about what your story looks like. Just keep pushing forward. As always, the lesson is pretty simple. If you keep questioning where you're going, the instant you set your foot outside your door, you're never going to get anywhere. So, finish things, push forward, be brave. Everything will work out in the end, I promise. Now, with that being said, that was my update. I finally wrote. I'm really deep into this story. I'm going to be writing for a long while. There's going to be a longer book, so expect lots of writing updates from now on. But with that being said, let's dive into the subject of today. Cheating the word count, or word count cheats. I recently got a question, and it was actually a legitimately good question. That's not to say I don't get legitimately good questions, but it was a meaty question. One that I don't want to answer this question in 3 minutes on the Q&A. I want to have it be in the spotlight so I can, talk about it in great detail. Thus, I am about to do that right now. The question went a little bit like this. What are your thoughts on using poems and song lyrics to cheat word count goals? Now, hey there Max, I see you there in the preview window. By the time this video goes up, Camp NaNoWriMo will be over. Camp National Novel Writing Month, which happens twice a year. April and August? I forget. It will be over. And there's a high probability that some of you out there who gave yourself goals did not achieve those goals. There's a high chance of that. And it is entirely likely that you're feeling not so good right now. And if that is the case for you, I would like to remind you that no matter how much you wrote, I am proud of you. the struggle against making the time, the struggle against the white page, the blank page will always be there. And anyone out there who's brave enough to say, no, I'm gonna make the time, no matter how little it may seem, no matter how insignificant it may seem against the enormous gargantuan task that is to write a novel, I'm gonna do it. I commend you. That's courage right there. That's where the magic comes from. Keep doing that. Now, that being said, there's entirely likely that somewhere along the way, or even now, someone is considering, there's gotta be a way to make that word count go up, right? There's gotta be a way to just squeeze some more words. And I am... Max, you're pausing. Why are you hesitating? I'm like walking on the edge of ranting. Because I run a blog on Tumblr, fun fact, and I've been doing that for a long while. And over the years, basically the entire point of my blog and this channel was to fix the bad writing advice that other people kept giving to to young writers who were just like wanting advice. And I remember the worst piece of advice I ever saw regarding word count. The worst possible thing. To this day, I'm gonna break my finger just like out of anger. To this day, it still pisses me off. And it's this person who ran like a pretty big blog. And I'm about to rant. I'm about to rant. So I'm gonna hold it back. Turn it down a little. They told this young writer that the best way to increase your word count is to break off contractions. Instead of writing cannot or isn't, write can not and is not. You basically just like increase your word count by 20%. Whoa! Way easier. Now you don't have to write like 300 words every night if you want to get your word count, your NaNoWriMo word count. Genius, isn't it? It's so good. No, it's not. It's terrible. It makes me so angry. Okay, focus, Max. Focus. The particular reason why that is not very effective is not because it's twofold. First off, you're giving yourself more work for later because you're gonna end up revising that story, right? Right? So now you're gonna have to go back with the fine comb and mesh those contractions back together because there's no way you're gonna send it to an agent or try to publish it with just is nots every time instead of an isn't. It's story flow, it doesn't work. And second, you're kind of just cheating yourself at that point. And that's where I come over to the question at hand. What are my thoughts on using poems and song lyrics to cheat the word count goals? Well, to whoever sent this question, sometimes it is within language itself that we can find the answer. My shoes are really squeaky today. Anyways, it is within language. I like the particular use of the word cheating because, I mean, let's be honest, if you're trying to cheat to achieve a goal that you're giving for yourself, you're cheating to achieve the goal that you're giving yourself. So, what I would recommend is for you to not do that. Especially like if the keyword here is that you're calling them cheats, then ultimately, are they good? Well, because are you cheating because you want to get to the word count? Because that's not the point of challenges like these, are they? Because I particularly, and this is what I say every time NaNoWriMo rolls around, Camp NaNoWriMo or National Novel Writing Month, it's not about the word count. It's not about getting 50,000 words. It's about making the habit to write. And you can cheat all you want regarding the word count, but did you make the habit? Did you get writing done? Did you push that story forward? Because that's actually what matters. Now, before I go on anywhere and I actually move on to give you some advice, because I'm not going to leave you out on the cold, just really quickly, I have to say this right now. I am uncertain regarding the copyright laws regarding using song lyrics in your writing. I don't know if you meant using song lyrics from a song that has been published that someone owns, or making a song in the story. I don't know what you meant. I am under the impression right now that it is against it breaks copyright to use someone else's lyrics. Don't quote me on it. Do your research. Not like me. Don't be me. Now, that being said, there's one thing I want to say regarding poems. I like poetry. I think it's pretty cool. If it has a place in the story, I am completely okay with it. If you are writing poetry into your story just for the sake of increasing the word count, I would like to urge you against it. Mostly because, because this is gonna sound mean, and I'm just gonna say it. So here it goes. You're just wasting your time. Because if you're just putting this in there to increase the word count, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go. when you finish the story and you pick it up like 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, 2 months later to revise it, you're gonna look at that poem and say, yup, this is here for padding, and you're gonna cut it out. So instead of giving yourself more work, how about if instead you just don't write those poems for padding and just find other ways of increasing your word count, such as... And so, real talk. If you follow me on Twitter, you see my crazy word count, and you will eventually, if you follow me on Twitter, you will ask me a question such as, wow, how do you do it, Max? How can you manage 6,000 words in one day? The answer to that is very simple. Throughout all my years of writing and all my years of doing writing advice, I have managed to pinpoint down exactly what allows me to do this. And that particular element comes down to disabling all of those little walls and voices and doubts in your head. Because I'm certain that you have noticed now. I'm certain that if you start writing and you will start recognizing these voices, the voices of people who you look up to, the voices of people who you actually may love or hate, saying things. Oh, that line is dumb. Oh my god, I can't believe you would write something like this. Or even better, you would hear your own voice talking about those people. Oh my god, what would they think if they read this line? Oh, they would think it's stupid, I should just stop. All of those voices? A waste of time. All of those voices? A bad idea. Push them away. They're bad. Kick them out! You don't need them. They're only getting in the way. You know what they are? In your mind, you may think to yourselves, it's rational. It's me realizing what people are gonna say of me. Nah, it's just fear. It's just your own doubts. You know why? Because it is safer to not write. But life is not about safety. Life is not about not doing anything. People may think that not making a choice is the safer choice, but that's not true. Not making a choice is also a choice. So when you're sitting there thinking to yourself, you know, maybe I should just not write, maybe I should just slow down, maybe I should do something else, a different story. I would like to urge you. Connecting it to what I said earlier, just like I was saying with my story idea. Push forward. Keep moving forward. Focus on the things that excite you, the things you want to write about, the stories that intrigue you. Push forward. Disabling those walls take time, because it's ultimately about practice. When people ask me how do I do it and I tell them that it's practice, they assume that it's something like learning to run preparing for a marathon or doing weightlifting. You just do the thing over and over and over again, and that's part of it. It helps. But it also helps to recognize those voices, and to recognize that they're not the voices of the people you know or the people that you may think you know. It's the voices of your fear, slowing you down, paralyzing you, because your body is doing that natural reaction of not doing anything is safer than doing anything. Staying in the cave is better than getting out into the wilderness and not getting devoured by a mountain lion or something. Our brains are very silly things, but you can overcome them little by little. Disable those walls. Recognize that voice and kick it out. Focus. Think about what you want to do and push forward. When I say no hesitation, no doubt, no fear, what I ultimately mean is push away those voices. Break those walls, push forward. Because when you get into the mode, when you get in the zone, and you're writing, relaying the thoughts, not really telling the story, but becoming the medium through which the story flows outwards into the page, everything works out. You don't stop to look back, you just write and write and write and write, and it feels awesome. With that being said, I hope that today's video has been, if anything, a little insightful. I hope I have urged you, inspired you to stay away from easy solutions like this. Trust me, the easy solution may not be the one you always want to take. Sometimes, toughing it out, doing the hard work, putting the time in, is usually the most effective way of doing things. It's not the most exciting, not the most fun, not the coolest, but trust me, hard work and dedication can get you a long way. But yes, anyways, I would like to thank you for watching. I will also like to know how your week has been going. Have you been writing? What have you been reading? Do you have thoughts on the questions that were answered today? And also, do you have questions of your own? Please feel free to leave all of those thoughts in the comments down below. But yes, I gotta get going. This video has been long enough, so again, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I'll see you on the next one.